All right. I want to start playing background music so I don't bore you out of death. This is all original. This is all my stuff. We'll lower it, obviously. It's all original music, so if YouTube tries to even dare, um, if they even try to dare copyright me for this, good luck with that. All right, so I like to keep shit balanced and as you can see, okay, there's a lot of Fox there, but then, CBS and 5 News, CBS, CNN will pop up eventually. We'll refresh the page. It's important to listen to both sides and not be so biased. When I registered as a when I registered as a voter, I didn't really it was hard to make a decision, right? I felt really pressured. I just wanted to register to say, hey, look, I'm willing to cast a vote, but you have to convince me. And I've registered as an independent or moderate, however you want to put it. And this is where we're at now. So let's see. Venezuela mobilizes, U.S. announces occupation. I do remember that. So Donald Trump pretty much said that this is our country now until you guys can figure out who you want to run your country. Until then, pretty much we're going to be taking your oil, your resources, but we're going to make sure that you're taken care of and rich as well. At the current situation, what's going on right now in the world is if you are a Christian and you understand where Christ is coming from, when other people wrote what he said, that, according to Revelation, like, yo, we're in the last days. This is exactly what's going to happen. There's going to be false peace, etc., etc. And there's not going to be one man ever, in my words now, there's not going to ever be a man that's going to correct all of this. You guys could keep voting and voting in country to country to country. What's the goal here for humanity is world peace, not war. Not let's go over there and take their shit. It's getting out of control. But let's analyze the news, see what's going on here. Uh, what do we got? What do we got? The truth, the truth. Everyone has the truth, right? Everyone's like, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. You can get vitamin C from multiple different fruit, vegetables, etc. I promise you, if you tell someone if you don't eat apples, you're gonna die because you're not gonna have vitamin C. It's like, yeah, I can get vitamin C from orange juice. So like, and that just correlates with everything I'm trying to present here. Is you can get information out of multiple networks instead of relying on just one. So, uh, we are not playing that. Yeah, we can. Where'd that even come from? Oh yeah, I gotta shuffle this one. I'm like, what in the world is happening? Uh, so let's see. Let's take it from the top. Let's go to the news. I should have put that up. My bad. So let's see here. Um, NBC. Let's see what NBC has to say.
Venezuela's leader captured by American forces arriving in New York just moments ago after a daring raid inside the country's capital. And now President Trump says the U.S. will run the South American nation for now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The massive assault inside Venezuela. New images of U.S. forces attacking. Explosions lighting up the night sky. American helicopters in a daring mission over the nation's capital. That country's leader, Nicolas Maduro, captured by U.S. forces. The images of him in custody and late today landing in New York. President.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hold on, look at that.
by U.S. forces. The images of him in custody and late today landing in New York.
So, assuming this is him, yo, and you can see all their heads, like a lot, they're all looking at him. Look at that. Well, I can't speak for him. If you have a brain and eyeballs, you can see that the majority of these people are looking at him like, yo, bro, we got this motherfucker. But the problem that I have is that it looked like on the plane he was wearing a full jumpsuit. I didn't see dark pants. I'm not trying to like start a conspiracy shit, but I'm just
daring mission over the nation's capital.
Let's see here.
That country's leader, Nicolas Maduro, captured by U.S. forces. The images of him in custody.
Yeah, so he's wearing a gray shirt. Like here it looks. Oh, I guess the
Trump
reflection.
saying the U.S. will
I get
oversee
it,
the country indefinitely.
We're going to run the country until such time.
The images from inside the war room.
We're gonna run the country till such time. And it's like, again, if you're a Christian and you believe in Christ, you know that no man, there's one king. Christ is king, but yet Christians run to the booth to go vote for someone to be the ultimate king, right? The world leader. I believe in voting, like a voting system, to put someone that's competent, that's going to be in charge, to make wise decisions for multiple people that don't care to even have the capacity to think. Some people just want to work, retire, die, and that's it, and just keep their family legacy going. They don't want to be so complex when it comes to life. And you think about animals, right? Do they have bank accounts and, insects, fish and shit? Like they don't live a complex life. They live a very simple life. Bears obviously have emotions towards their cubs. That's why they rip your fucking face off if you come next to them. So the point here is, if you are a true Christian, you would understand that, bro, you're trying to get a master of the world to bring world peace is not going to happen. And if you're going to use Trump as an object to put fear into other countries so they can get it together and actually try to wake up, I could understand that. But trying to praise one man and voting them to make all the decisions for the United States, this is the problem that we're having as a country right now. Because you have the governors that are in each state, 50 states, and they're all like their little presidents per state. And then you have obviously the federal man that's coming in and saying, hey, you guys better get it together or else. And rightfully so, because you think about the American people. If you're in Minnesota, or if you're in Portland, if you're in South Dakota, and that there's peace from you not only visiting Florida or somewhere like look, there's not going to be peace everywhere you go. I'm just saying, you put yourself in a better situation. That okay, let me rewind and just go back. The Bronx, New York, I can speak for that. So in the Bronx, New York, it wasn't safe when I was growing up. I lost a lot of family, my father, my uncle, my aunt, all murdered from gun violence and mafia violence or gang violence, however you want to put it. And I wanted to get away from that situation. So I figured out, hey, Kentucky's a lot safer. Yes, it is a lot safer from the hostility of the streets, but it's not the best place because it's still dangerous in other ways. It's not the best place to be at. So when you're moving from state to state, and then finally I found Virginia, which is a melting pot of a lot of the East Coast, like the 13 colonies. It is literally a melting pot for the 13 states that are on the East Coast. The majority of people get along. There's not too much tribalism. You have tribalism, but it's not like, when you go to Kentucky or the Bronx or even Florida in some cases. My point to that, I came here to find that peace and that freedom. And that's what I think, and I'm not speaking for Trump, I'm not defending Trump in any kind of way, but that's what any reasonable person that's in a federal position to say, hey, look, there's people living safe and they can afford to live here, but it's fucking dangerous over there. And because you are not doing your job and there's mass corruption, there's people that are suffering. And they're still American. We are the United States of America. All right. It's not for someone like Trump because he does speak like a king and almost like a dictator, but a dictator that just wants freedom for everyone. He just wants a safe country, from my understanding. Again, I'm not defending him. I'm just, this is what I'm understanding without listening to tons of propaganda, just from what he's saying, what he's implementing. I don't care to hear analysts speak about what he means. I focus on what people do and what they say and what they do after they say, obviously. You know, I follow the words because of action. I think the best in we need to be a safe country in total. We cannot have crime in one area and then it's peaceful in another. It's not fair. The inequality of justice, the inequality of distribution when it comes to roads. You know, like, just because you're in a poor neighborhood, Section 8, why are your roads neglected? I'm going to do a documentary on this very soon, and a lot of people are not going to like me for it, and it's okay, because where I'm at, I understand. And look, it's not a race issue, right? A lot of people are probably thinking like, oh yeah, it's the black community or the Hispanic community or the poor white trailer trash community. Nope. Not at all. It's the fact that I don't want to get into it too much right now because the documentary will come when it comes. But right now, what we're dealing with is we might have a serious problem because, again, I truly believe as a Christian, I called myself spiritual for a while, but then I started understanding, like, you know, as far as Christianity and believing in God and understanding what's happening right now, the only thing that seems to make sense is the Christian religion. I'm sorry. Like, that, it's the only thing that seems to make sense right now as far as like what we're reading and what we're seeing. Now, what's tricky about that is, you know, the masters that be could have written that narrative and now they're just following the narrative to make it seem like what it is. So there's a lot of different ways, you know, you can look at this, but it's hard to deny certain experiences when you've actually experienced it. And the premonitions and just the visions and the dreams, and so many people saying what they see in their sleep, and then it just, you know, comes to fruition. Like, it's hard to deny a lot of these things. But as far as the left and the right and the media and stuff, the infighting is just absolutely insane right now, and we have to fix this. Like, we cannot keep fighting. We're not going to survive this way. We're going to eat each other alive. So let's see, you know, Fox News. Let's go somewhere else rather than Fox News. I mean, 3 hours ago, I want like some fresh news. Let's see. Osmond. Let's listen.
Did we get Maduro?
Yeah,
we actually got him. They probably went to and from Venezuela to get Maduro faster than it's taken you to get an Amazon delivery.
No, he
I want
deserves
y'all
a
to think,
playback for that.
did we get Maduro? Yeah, we actually got him. They probably went to and
I'm
from
blocking him.
Venezuela
Hold
to
on.
get
I don't
Maduro.
want to block Osmond. Let's fix that real quick. I don't want to block him. It's his fucking video. Go back here. Let's move you over. Oh, yeah. Let's get you out of the way there, buddy. All right, Osmond. Go for it.
Oh, faster than it's taken you to get an Amazon delivery.
No.
Did we get Maduro? Yeah, we actually got him. They probably went to and from Venezuela to get Maduro faster than it's taken you to get an Amazon delivery. I want y'all to think about that. Like, if you want to order, like, a new pack of underwear off of Amazon, it's going to take you longer. The logistics of this are going to take you longer than Donald Trump and the military took to go and literally capture the head of... Again, the fat retard communists in America that are mad about this, listen to the actual Venezuelans. They're happy.
I came in this country when I was 10 years old, and ever since I was born, every single person in power of the country has abused us and abused of their power. We have been living in a dictatorship for about 20 years. So I can tell you, this feels like a breath of fresh air.
Guys, don't listen to her. There's a fat, gender-confused communist on Twitter.
I don't want to take too much of his content because I respect him and he deserves everything, every single view that he gets personally. But it is interesting to see what's going on. And then you got Richie from Boston. We'll get into Richie in another video. But let's see here. What you got, ABC?
Meantime, local Venezuelans are sharing a different opinion on Maduro's capture. We spoke with multiple LA residents who lived in Venezuela on why they prefer uncertainty over the country's future compared to Maduro's rule.
It is uncertain, but it is, even whatever happens, it's gonna be better than what it was. That's what everybody's thinking.
Okay.
Like, nothing can be worse than what they were going through before this happened. So now we have Maria Corina Machado. Everybody has their trust in her, and she's doing great. Like, she just got the Nobel Peace Prize, and she just keeps going, and she is actually doing what she promised. She said, I'm gonna help Venezuela.
So, from my understanding, what you just said is now they have another woman leader coming into the. I don't have a problem with a woman leading. My mom is a leader. She led the household. You know, there was plenty. All the women in my household are leaders. My sister, my niece, my my daughter, my nieces. I'm sorry, but just it becomes a very delicate and scary situation if you're just going to put a woman there for the sake of her being a woman, just like putting someone in a position for the sake of them just being white or just them being black. It's like, hey, man, you know, like we have too many black players, but, you know, we got to let some white players in. But if they're not qualified, it's not fair. There shouldn't be like, yeah, I believe in diversity, but you should be able to bust ass and like cross Michael Jordan and make him break his ankles in order to get there, no matter what color you are. So that's the only thing that makes me nervous when people start, because what happens is even if it's a guy, right? If you put a guy in or a woman in, we need to take the emotion out of politics and decision making, and that's why it's important for judges not to get emotionally involved, cops emotionally involved. And in my experience in my life, yes, men and women are emotionally equal, but from my experience, you know, not everyone is meant for everything, you know? And you could take that however the fuck you want it. I don't care. But it's a rare thing that a woman actually takes the lead of a country like this, and I wish the best. I hope she is qualified. but I don't know what else to say. You know, I I hope that
become
all
free,
of this works
and
out,
we
man.
see it. Like,
Honestly.
it's not just words; we see actions.
I think it was the only option that we really had, since Venezuelan people were not allowed to own guns and protect themselves, and we
That's a
couldn't really
problem.
fight against them, against the regime in Venezuela. So the only option was intervention from the U.S. So we really support what Donald Trump has done.
And that's so true. So this is why giving up your firearms in today's world, because you have to match the energy. When it comes to like evil, you have to match evil's energy. If you don't match evil's energy, you're going to get robbed, you're going to get killed, you're going to get raped, you're going to get taken advantage of, you're going to be overrun. You're going to become a slave to the man with the most power. And the beautiful thing about God is that he is so almighty. He's so powerful. He doesn't want to control everyone. You know who wants to control everyone? Those religious fanatics that are in the churches, the synagogues, and the mosques, and etc. Those are the ones who want control over you. They want control over your lives. But the main one that doesn't want control over you, if you really read the Bible and understand, like, I'm not talking about what the prophets said. I'm talking about what God, Jesus, if what they're reporting of what Jesus said, he never wanted control over anyone. He wants everyone to be free. Free will. You know what free will is? Free will is like literally free will, but then you have evil fucks that come into this world that want power. The only the evil people want power. That's why they're evil. That's why they're bad. Think about it, right? You think about a bad person that goes into a bank and robs it. Why does he want to rob that bank? Because he wants money and that power. You think about someone who goes and rapes a woman or attempts to rape a woman, and if the woman was armed, you put a fucking hole in his fucking nutsack. Put a hole in them. Put them to sleep. Goodbye. Everyone should be armed right now until evil is eradicated, and then I'll turn over my gun. But until then, why does that person want to do that to that woman? Because he wants control. That's what he wants. I when I've been in relationships, I wanted so much control. I was like obsessive and possessive, and it's just like now I'm wise. Obviously, I'm older. Men take a way longer to mature and get older, and women, they are a lot more mature. They mature way faster than men. And that's why the majority of older men go after younger women. And I'm not talking about like, oh, it's so young where it should. No, it's just the age gap is necessary in a lot of different circumstances. And these are facts. You can try to argue it all you want. I don't give a fuck if you read 30 books. 30 books ain't gonna do shit for me specifically because I've lived life. I don't need to read a fucking book. I know exactly what's going on. All right? I write books, quite literally. So, anyone who wants to be in charge of other people and decision making is already a fucking psychopath in this world. And if they get in charge for the sake of money, like Kamala Harris tried to become president and she spent $1.5 billion. She threw everything. Everyone threw money at it and thought money was going to make the decision. And now we're at a point in life where we have so much information, and that's why they're trying to chop down the information, chop down the time you spend online. They're trying to control all of that. You want to know why? Because they want control. Evil people want control. There's there's no other way around it. So if you want to be live in a good society, stop trying to control everyone. I put posts out nowadays. It's funny because I've been doing this for a while, and now that I have a new channel and new channels in general, and new social medias. I just like I look at people when they're trying to say like, well, maybe you should, consider this. It's like, why are you trying to control how I think? I don't care. I said what I said. You can go fuck yourself. Quite literally. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. And you know what? Other people don't care neither. They just like get emotionally involved. Sometimes it's a trap, when you start arguing with people and fall into debates and stupid, like waste of time arguments, where it's raising your blood pressure to the point where it ruins your fucking day. Like people get so angry over someone else's opinion. It's fucking crazy. So let's watch some more. I'm sorry.
Why we are so happy? Because we've been in jail for so many years. We've been in this country, my country in Venezuela.
Take it from the horse's mouth.
Controlled by these people. Not only him, Diosdado Cabello, and everybody is around him. We cry because now somebody do something. This president is the first president. They do something. We don't know what is going to happen.
And what's crazy about that, we're about to see some complaints about the CNN and the left or whoever. They're complaining, saying that Trump didn't have permission to do that. Why do you need permission to liberate people? Like, these people are crazy. Whoever disagrees with this should be charged with treason. I'm telling you, man, you're like a traitor to your own country. You're trying to, charge Trump with war crimes for liberating a country? You know how fucking crazy. Fuck your law. I don't care. Everyone's like, well, it's against the law and the Constitution, because if you don't follow the Constitution and everything, no one follows the law. No one. No, how many of you jaywalk? How many of you have stopped no one follows the fucking law. Show me your taxes right now. Claim everything. Stop. Y'all fucking crazy. No one follows the law in the United States. We only follow practical laws to evade getting in trouble. But there's people that are sitting in prison for shit that you have done, and you just got away with it. It's sort of like DUIs. I drove drunk for fucking years, and then finally I got caught. It just wasn't your time. So don't talk too fucking fast and blaming and accusing other people of shit. Because what's funny is that when all of these people come out and start blaming Trump, and I'm not defending Trump, but it's just funny. It's ironic because they're all blaming all these people, bringing up lawsuits, and then they're doing the same fucking thing that they're accusing other people of. So even in my wise age right now, when people start accusing me of shit, well, I'm just like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? You know why? Because they're guilty of it. And it's so stupid. It's like, everybody needs to shut the fuck up. Calm down, dude. Everything's going to be fine. Just go to work. Let's clean up, right? We could all start by cleaning our households, cleaning ourselves, cleaning our minds, cleaning the streets. We could start there. Once we start taking care of the streets and stop fucking hating each other and being so angry at each other, we're gonna have several. We're gonna do a few segments, but once we stop hating each other and stop being so fucking rude and angry, and it's like, bro, we're not gonna get anywhere if we stay separated and not helping each other out. We're all like, this is where we're at right now, and I'm gonna leave it at this. Right now in the United States, we're all in the same hole, right? Let's talk about a 100 foot in diameter hole, circle, 10 feet by 10 feet, right? We're all in there. Let's say there's 5 of us. Well, 5 couples, so there's 10 of us in there. We have an opportunity to get out if we work together, but we're so stuck in the middle complaining whoa, well, I don't want you to get on my shoulders. Why did he get on your shoulders? But no, I have a better way. What if like two of us get on all fours and then one person, like, you making shit so complicated? Just work together. Climb on each other's backs, get up there. It's gonna hurt some of us, like we're not all built the same. And then, you gotta trust each other enough where the last person, you get like two people to hold each other's feet. You know what I'm saying? Like you work together to get everyone out. But right now we're like all like arguing about shit that we're not even aware of. It's just the news media. That's what it comes down to. You have people yelling. So we're all in the circle, and you have people yelling down at you like, "Yeah, you should do it this way. No, that's stupid. Don't do it that way. That's retarded. Nah, yo, what? Yo, stop listening to him. Fuck him." And like, throw rocks down. It's like that's the news media. They're all up there confusing us. They're all well off. They're good. But the problem is, they're able to eat like 5 meals a day. And if you guys come up out of that hole, it's going to limit them to about 2 to 3 meals a day. I think I said enough. If you don't get that, I don't know.